Hello, hello. We are live with another minute movie screening. Welcome to everyone. Today you just have me. My dad cannot make it, unfortunately, but he's doing fun things. So we'll have to be good with just ourselves. So welcome to everyone for another minute movie screening, and welcome to anyone who might be new who is watching. Minute Movies is a monthly screening where every month filmmakers make a movie that's about a minute long, give or take, inspired by a single word. And this month, that word is word. So here we are with the screening. And usually my dad Stuart is the one who chooses the word for the next month. But since he's not here, I don't have the spinny skateboard that he uses. So if anyone has any suggestions for words, feel free to drop those in the comments, and I'll do a little drawing at the end of the screening for next month's word. So we have a great show for you all today. First up, we have Dan, Delightful Dan. And then Warner, Kirk, Jeff, and Peter. So that's the order of operations. So Dan is already backstage, so I'm going to go ahead and bring you on if you're ready.
Ready, Freddy?
Ready. Hi. Hello.
Yes. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Brain fart. Ready for another stupid, insane, weird movie that I came up with.
Aren't they always?
Yeah, of course. Live up to my, how I am. Anyway, it's a short one. Made up for the longer movies last time. So one's about a minute.
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet, yeah. And when you first start out looking at it, you won't know what the heck this got to do with Word. But you'll find out when it ends. So just to let you know.
All right.
Yeah. And it was filmed in Helena, Montana. Had my sisters. She has some cats. And I just grabbed a cat and went with it.
That's what you got to do, right? Just grab a cat and see what happens.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Ready, I'm ready.
Here we go.
All right.
Hello, once again. This is Delightful Dan on another exciting adventure. Yes, today I'm pet sitting with some kitties and yes, I can't control myself sometimes. They're so cool, tiny. Here is little Apollo Heine. And thank you, honey.
Call the men in the right suits and have that big job. Say a few words.
Yes. Well, what do you think of that one?
It's a very cute cat.
Yes. Anyway, just FYI, the house you saw in the background wasn't my sister's. I got that from the internet.
She doesn't live in a mansion.
No, no. She's among us poor people.
Lives like us normal people.
Normal, yeah. Yeah. So it was fun making like short and sweet and doing my little editing and adding things, taking things, you know how it goes. So yeah,
Yeah,
short and
short and sweet, and it was fun.
yeah, it was fun. Always enjoying being with kitties and doggies, babies, and I get goo goo gaga. So, any questions about it? Questions, comments, complaints? No.
Did you film that with your green screen that you use
Yeah,
behind you? Yeah.
actually, she had a plain wall. I didn't have a green screen, so it just worked because it was plain colored. It's kind of like off white color, so it it did the job.
Worked well.
Yeah, that too. So, yes. So
Well,
yeah, yeah.
I don't see any questions in the comment section.
Probably thought it was stupid. No,
Was delightful as always.
it's delightful. Yes, of
Delightful.
course. Gotta live up to my name.
Gotta live up to the name.
Oh yeah, looking forward to seeing other movies. What everybody else says, and
Yeah.
think of some words for next month. I'll send it your way.
Yeah, if you have anything good, send them in.
Yeah. I always think of that spin wheel. I forgot the website's name, but it's a spin wheel. You can customize and put whatever you want on each of the slots and have it spin and
Oh,
stops, makes noises. I think it's spinwheel.com. I don't remember. It's something you could use to pick the word of
yeah.
the, and you as many slots that you want. You can customize it to your liking music.
Cool. Well, I'll
Yeah.
see if I can find something and use that. It's a little better than, a little more high tech than drawing names out of a, or
I,
words out of a hat.
yeah, you don't know me. I'm a techie person, so
Yeah.
I use
Well,
things the way.
thank you, Dan.
Thank you, and you have a wonderful day. See you
You too.
yeah,
See you next time.
yeah. Take care, all.
Alrighty. So next up, we have Warner, who cannot join us tonight because his basement flooded. So he's dealing with that tonight. He just messaged me. So we're going to watch his film. And if you have any questions or comments for him, go ahead and drop those in the comment section over on YouTube. And he'll be sure to see them. But we'll watch this film, and hopefully it's the right version. He re-edited it, and I'm pretty sure I downloaded the correct version. So he's not here to tell me if it's wrong. All right, here we go.
Word, it is. It is definitely breezy now. I'm glad I brought a layer. You could easily twist your ankle on one of these. Oh, whoop. These are these. And she goes.
Next one just started playing. Well, that was Warner's. He always has a fun fun camping vlogs for us. So I enjoyed the horses and the animals and thought it was very sweet. And his own dogs. It looks like he traveled a long ways with some dogs to go camping in California. All right. We're moving right along, already at Kirk's. I don't see Kirk backstage. So we could wait for him. I don't think he said he wasn't going to make it, but yeah, I don't see any notes from him that he's not going to make it, but I do see Peter backstage, and actually Jeff is not going to be here either. So maybe let's watch Jeff's film and see if Kirk is able to pop in. So let me just rearrange here. Oh, there he is. Right on time. So, Kirk, I'm going to add you in.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Doing good. How are you doing?
Good, good. On your beautiful porch?
Yep, on my porch. Yeah, I missed it. Steward not available today?
No, he's out of town, so
Ah,
just me running the
gotcha.
show. It's a little bit more cumbersome when I'm the only one doing all of the tech behind the scenes. Usually we split it up.
Yeah, divvy up the workload.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes for a little bit smoother sailing, but I'm managing.
Yeah, so I actually made this this video originally for balance, but my PC had some issues, and so I wasn't able to edit it in time. So I actually only just finished editing it yesterday when I got my PC back, working again. Or more specifically, DaVinci Resolve. There was a period of time where my PC was just not functioning, and then a period of time where my PC was functioning, but DaVinci Resolve wouldn't run.
Oh shoot.
So yeah, so it's working now, and finally managed to get it edited.
Awesome. Did you tie it around to Word or?
It actually does work a little bit for Word.
Awesome.
So.
Anything else? Or
No,
should
I
we
think
watch it?
Watch it.
Alrighty, here we go.
Cool.
Okay. Thank you.
Hi, are you Jonathan Stewart?
Yeah.
Really? I read your book, the one on the vampire craze in the early 1700s. I recognize you from the photo on the dust jacket.
Wow. Small world. I hope it didn't bore you. My own wife couldn't finish the book.
No, I promise. I read it cover to cover. I didn't realize you lived in Bellevue.
Yeah. About 10 years now. What am I saying? 15 maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say you don't have time for a quick question, do you?
Well, I kind of caught me in the middle of lunch here, but
No, I promise it'll only take a minute. What was the most frequently cited reason for a person becoming a vampire?
well, I mean it's difficult to say. Vampire legends go back so long. I mean, and so many cultures. For example, the Slavs and the Chinese believe that if a cat jumped over a corpse, you could become a vampire. Or if the Russians, they believe that if you didn't believe the Orthodox Church, you could be, susceptible to becoming a vampire. I mean, if you get my point.
Yeah. What about people that die tragically?
I can't say that I've ever heard that one, but I'm sure somewhere, sometime, some culture believed it at some point in history.
Maybe this would help. Let me give an example. So let's say that somebody they died, and a friend of theirs maybe could have done something to help, but they didn't. Could the first person, the person that died, obviously, could they become a vampire and target that second person?
Wait, what did you say your name was again?
Oh, I'm Chris.
Well, Chris, I'm not Abraham Van Helsing. I wrote a book about some people that had some widespread panic a long time ago over something that didn't exist.
Mr. Stewart, I know that this is going to sound crazy, but for the past month, I've been seeing this figure.
Oh my god!
No, I know this is hard to believe.
Stalking me?
No, I haven't stalked you. I
You haven't
promise.
stalked
No,
me.
wait a second. I thought if I could learn the truth about vampires before Bram Stoker and the movies messed everything up.
Look, just stop it, all right? Look, I went through some dark times a few years ago. All right, this is the number to the therapist that helped me. Now, if he can't help you, then you can find someone who can.
Thank you.
Yeah, Chris, get help. If I see you again, I'm gonna have to call the police.
I know. I'm sorry I bothered you.
No, it's okay. Just get better.
So sorry, Jacob. I was so scared I just froze. I wanted to save you. My God, I wanted to save you. I'm not afraid anymore. I don't feel anything except regret.
Nice. I was almost expecting a period piece from the intro font and music,
Yeah.
but yeah, that was good.
Thank you. Yeah. Just like most of my pieces, somebody dies.
A little bit of mystery to it, and I thought there was gonna be like because it was almost like a ghost haunting rather than like a vampire stalking. But I guess there's, legends of all sorts of different ways that things are interpreted.
Yeah, and that was one of the things that I was trying to kind of convey was that traditional um, so the during the early 1700s when this so-called vampire craze was occurring, the way that vampires were depicted um, was kind of broad,
Hmm.
and so um, it wouldn't have been atypical for a vampire to have been more like an apparition than what we think of today. Um, and that's just the kind of classic vampire of the of Central Europe during the early 1700s, because vampire vampire legends go back to ancient Egypt, ancient Greece, um, ancient China, um, all these different cultures.
Well, fascinating what you can get into in a minute movie.
Yeah, yeah, and so the so the names of the characters. So Jonathan Stewart was a mashup of a couple of different characters from Bram Stoker's novel. Um, Jonathan Harker and I forget the surname of the other character that I stole the first name, the given name from the other character I stole the surname from, and then um, um, for the vampire, the name of Jacob was really a reference to A Christmas Carol, Jacob Marley,
Hmm.
and then the slitting of the wrist scene was kind of fun to do. Um, so that was done with a few different passes. Um, one clean plate, so just my hand, out there, nothing going on. Then Keith, the guy playing the vampire, passing his hand, you know, uh, across, um, which was then overlaid, and then a third pass of Keith applying disappearing ink to my wrist,
Oh,
which I then color shifted because disappearing ink is purple. I then shifted that in post to red, using disappearing ink just so that the cleanup task was easier.
just disappears.
Yeah, exactly. And then in the final shot where there's the blood all over the blanket, there was the same thing, just disappearing ink, and then color shifted from purple to red.
Interesting. Instead of adding, just adding something completely fake in post, having that kind of real practical effect.
Yeah.
Cool. And when he was there, did you just film, like when you were talking to him and you were both in the same scene, were you talking to him and then you filmed just the room? So you could
Yeah,
make it
exactly.
transparent?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So talked to him and then had him move out of the shot so that I had a clean plate to use as a background to remove him. And then for the shots where he kind of blurs into position, I just rotoscoped. So for the shot that with him in place, I would just kind of rotoscope around him so that only he was only he was there, and then add an effect to a Gaussian blur that was keyframed, so that the blur would start out as intense as possible and then very quickly disappear entirely.
Sure, yeah. So you could get him blurred coming in, but not end up with a blurred background too.
Right. Exactly.
Cool. Always have some sort of interesting special effects.
I try.
Sometimes they're a little bit simpler than others, but sometimes they look simple and are actually more complicated than you would have thought they were, like the multiple layers for the wrist shot.
Yeah.
But that's the magic, right? You don't want anyone to be thinking about how complicated that might have been to put together.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you, Kirk.
Thank you.
And I don't know if you heard, but because I don't have the skateboard with all the words on it, if you have any ideas for words in the future, drop them in the comments for next month. And I'll do
Sounds good.
an online spinning wheel from Dan's suggestion.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks.
Yep.
See you next time.
Bye.
All right. So next up, we have Jeff, who cannot make it here because he is actually in France right now, and it's 3:00 in the morning for him. So, but he did film an intro for his piece. So I'll play his own intro and then straight into his film. So if anyone has any comments or anything, he did say he would watch back the playback. So if you have any comments or questions for him, be sure to drop those in the comments and he'll see them when he rewatches. Alrighty, here we go.
Good evening. I currently am in Lille, France, attending the Rugby World Cup, and I appreciate Sarah and Stuart letting me provide this video introduction to my piece today called Word of the Day. I have been thinking about the idea It occurred to me in a flash at Bumbershoot, and I've been putting it together since they're in my head, and I edited it on Saturday, and I hope you enjoy it. I look forward to seeing your work in the replay of the live screening. Au revoir. After 3 years, Bumbershoot returned. Of course, I was there. Kudos to the organizers. Saw the True Loves, a great Seattle band. Scarrick sat in for a couple of numbers, so good to see him on stage again. The Black Tones tore it up, as always. It has been a while since I've seen friends play Bumbershoot. Congratulations, Eva and Cedric. During the Duran Jones show, I saw what at first impression does appear to be a heterosexual couple enjoying a stellar musical performance. Got me wondering if those MAGA-its who get all twisted up, and you know who you are about drag, cross-dressing, trans, whatever the right-wing troll word of the day is, saw this. A fella wearing a skirt with pleats. He is in drag, right, MAGA-its? I'm guessing their indignant response might be something like this. Hell no. Mel Gibson wore one of those in that Braveheart movie, hacked up a couple hundred people. Freedom!
Little bit of politics from Jeff, as always. Not quite always, but not unexpected. And great video from Nosebomb again. So, lastly, we have Peter, last but not least. So he's backstage, and I'm gonna add you in. Hello.
Hi there.
How's it going?
It's going. I got my well, let's do that. I got my laptop going again. Actually did the Google search on switching fans on the MSI laptop and dug into the inner workings of my laptop and have it working again. So now I have my lights.
Now we've got the lights. The lights and the books? Records? Books.
Books. Plant books.
Nice.
But
a little bit of computer surgery.
Yes. Yeah, the past couple of weeks I had to replace a battery in my watch, which was interesting. And as always, it's interesting to see what you can find on YouTube to tell you how to do things.
Yeah.
It's for all the kitten movies and everything, there's actually some practical stuff there too to help you through your days. So
yeah, I had a watch that I had for long enough that I had to replace the battery like 4 times. And the first couple times I brought it to a jewelry shop and had someone, the professional do it. And then the next time I was like, I can figure this out myself. I don't need to take it anywhere. And got the tiny little screwdriver and you're like popping off little things and trying not to break anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the computer was only exponentially greater than that.
Yeah, I almost broke something because I had watched the video a couple times and then I just went in and did it and didn't quite get the unclipping of the flat cables and made a slight mistake. But all went to back together and it works. So
It's all that matters.
bonus. Yes. Yeah.
Well, anything to say about your film here?
It's interesting. Well, I mean, we've had this happen before, but it's the same kind of almost the same title as Jeff's. Instead of word of the day, it's word o' the day. And I've been for the last. I wasn't really sure I was going to do it, and I almost put some politics into it, but then at the last minute, I didn't. I just sort of didn't want to go there, and because I'm just sort of tired of it.
Yeah, it's a
I mean, I don't know what to do anymore. I mean, let's not even talk about it. There've just been so many things lately that have been so disappointing. But so anyway, on a positive note, I almost also didn't do it because I've been filming the installation of a troll on Vashon. I don't know if you've been hearing. I don't know if Stuart told you anything about the West Seattle troll.
Mm-mm.
There's a guy from Denmark named Thomas Dombo who's installed 125 trolls all over the world.
Wow.
And he's been involved with he's an environmental artist. He the bulk of the supplies for the troll, they're all built out of wood, come from recovered reused pallets, wooden pallets. And basically they have a whole crew that travels around, and then the communities they come to, they get volunteers, and just what happened here was I think it was 130 pallets came in, and then about, I think in total there were 60 volunteers over the 2 weeks came in and broke down pallets, built these bird houses out of the pallets, and used like I said, the bulk of the material to create the troll. And out here there were, I think, 6 trolls built in the Pacific Northwest. There's one in Portland. The first one, I think that was built out here, was out in Issaquah. And there's one on Bainbridge, one in Lincoln Park, and one here on Vashon. And we got Oscar the Bird King, so he got his throne and a circle of like 200 birdhouses on sticks, and it opened to the public today.
Oh, cool.
So I've been getting up and driving down to the south end of the island every day at 8:30 and putting out a time-lapse GoPro every day and capturing all the day's activities, and shooting other stuff and photos and stuff.
Is it like a permanent installation? So will it be there?
Well, it's not going to go anywhere, but they also didn't treat it with anything. So it's going to just decay in place.
Cool.
So, and yeah, that's why.
There's a town near here that's like half an hour away that just has so many trolls. I wonder if this guy's done any of their trolls, but they're all carved out of wood and they're all different. And it's, a small town and Main Street is just troll after
Stop.
troll after troll.
Well, this is I don't know if you
Okay,
can see
yeah.
it.
Can kind of see it.
It's not focusing.
There we go.
There.
Awesome. Wow, out of
Yeah.
pallets?
Hmm?
Made out of pallets?
Yeah, well, it's all cut down to
Pallet wood?
little
Yeah,
pieces.
that's cool.
And the beard is madrona branches. And you can see some of the bird houses on his crown. But yeah, it's kind of, I wonder if any of the yeah. Yeah, this was earlier on.
Are you gonna post the time lapses? Are you gonna edit together a video of the
I'm going to put together like a 9-minute video. It's part of it was done through it was a cooperation of the Vashon Land Trust. Oh, the Vashon Center for the Arts, the Chamber of Commerce. Don't need the dog over there. And Scan Design. They were the other troll that was actually built out here is going to the Nordic Museum in Ballard. And they didn't have a space to build it. So it was built in the parking lot at Point Robinson. And they took it apart, had a top and the legs and 2 arms. So it was in 4 pieces, and it went on a flatbed and got shipped into Ballard in front of the Nordic Museum.
Cool.
So that was part of my week, and then I got called at the last minute to film a memorial service yesterday. So it's just been like trying to work this into my busy life.
Well, glad you could squeeze it in.
It's part of the discipline, I think. It's like you've said, you just got to do it.
Yeah.
And I shot the stuff on Friday and then put it together yesterday, and I couldn't find the right music. It needed music, and I was trying to put in some like the usual techno stuff, and it just didn't fit. And I used that Audio Blocks site, or Audio Blocks or Story Blocks, I guess is the bigger site.
Yeah.
And they have all these genres and styles and length and everything. And I finally saw the word country and decided that could be it. And that's where I found the music, and that's kind of where it all came together. So you can play that, and we can talk about it after.
Yeah. Let's take a look.
Today's word is logolator. It is something I made out of stuff. it is something I made to do something. The word logolator can be broken down into 3 parts. Log, which is or was a part of a tree. O looks like the end of a log. It is a contraction like in will-o'-the-wisp. Later is like escalator, but for moving logs instead of people from one place to another. At least that's what I say it means. Logolator, move some logs today.
It's a handy tool.
Well, it's last year I was hauling firewood and stuff out of the woods and carrying it on my shoulder and had 6 and 8 foot logs hauling out, and I just totally screwed up my back.
Oh man.
So I decided that carrying giant logs wasn't for old people anymore. So
It's almost like a giant dolly or hand
yeah,
truck off-road.
yeah, it was modeled after a hand truck. It's the same. The wheelbase is the same width, but it's just like 8 feet long, so I can get longer logs on there. And that was actually the first time I ever used it. So it was the trial run, and there are a couple of changes that I want to make to it, but like put on another strap, because one strap just doesn't cut it. But so anyway, now I can go lay waste to the forest and bring it to the house. And we had 2 dead alders out there that actually cut one down before the other one, and I just notched that one so it wouldn't take forever to cut it down in the video. So, but yeah, and they've been dead for about a year, so they're like perfect aged for this winter's firewood.
Nice.
I just need to logolate them.
Gotta logolate it. Yeah, maybe I need a logolator. Out at the cabin, there's a lot of logs that need to be turned into firewood out in the woods.
Mm-hmm. Well, there was a whole section that I was going to put on about how logolators will be available through a dealer near you, but at the moment there's only one dealer and there's only one logolator, so I don't know if I'm going to franchise it or not.
Gotta patent it for sure, though.
Right.
License that patent out.
At least copyright the name. Yeah, I should have put a C on the logolator label. Or a TM.
Gotta trademark it, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this recording on YouTube can now stand as proof that you were the inventor of the logolator.
The first, right. We'll see how that stands up in court. Yeah.
Well, do you have any word ideas for next month? Dan sent in a couple. Not to put you on the spot or anything.
You say that's what Homer said. Scratch.
Scratch. All right.
I don't know.
That works. It's a word that can mean multiple things. Can scratch, you know. And I'm just writing the ones from Dan on. All right. But first, we got to watch them all again. So thank you so much, Peter.
Sure.
See you next time.
Okay.
All right. While I type in the new word suggestions, let's watch them all again. And then we can see what next month's theme is. Here we go.
Hello once again. This is Delightful Dan on another exciting adventure. Yes, today I'm pet sitting with some kitties and yes, I can't control myself sometimes. They're so cool, tiny. Here is little Apollo Heine. And thank you, honey.
Call the men in the white suits and have the big shot say a few words.
Word, it is definitely breezy now. I'm glad I brought a layer. You could easily twist your ankle on one of these. Oh, whoop, these are these. And she goes.
Hi, are you Jonathan Stewart?
Yeah.
Really? I read your book, the one on the vampire craze in the early 1700s. I recognize you from the photo on the dust jacket.
Wow. Small world. I hope it didn't bore you. My own wife couldn't finish the book.
No, I promise I read it cover to cover. I didn't realize you lived in Bellevue.
Yeah. About 10 years now. What am I saying? 15 maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say you don't have time for a quick question, do you?
Well, you kind of caught me in the middle of lunch here, but
No, I promise it'll only take a minute. What was the most frequently cited reason for a person becoming a vampire?
well, I mean, it's difficult to say. Vampire legends go back so long. I mean, and so many cultures. For example, the Slavs and the Chinese believe that if a cat jumped over a corpse, you could become a vampire. Or if the Russians, they believe that if you didn't believe the Orthodox Church, you could be, susceptible to becoming a vampire. I mean, if you get my point.
Yeah. What about people that die tragically?
I can't say that I've ever heard that one, but I'm sure somewhere, sometime, some culture believed it at some point in history.
Maybe this would help. Let me give an example. So let's say that somebody, they died, and a friend of theirs maybe could have done something to help, but they didn't. Could the first person, the person that died, obviously, could they become a vampire and target that second person?
Wait, what did you say your name was again?
Oh, I'm Chris.
Well, Chris, I'm not Abraham Van Helsing. I wrote a book about some people that had some widespread panic a long time ago over something that didn't exist.
Mr. Stewart, I know that this is going to sound crazy, but for the past month, I've been seeing this figure.
Oh my God.
No, I know this is hard to believe.
Are you stalking me?
No, I haven't stalked you. I
You
promise.
haven't stalked me.
Wait a second. I thought if I could learn the truth about vampires before Bram Stoker and the movies messed everything up.
Look, just stop, all right? Look, I went through some dark times a few years ago. All right? This is the number to the therapist that helped me. Now, if he can't help you, then you can find someone who can.
Thank you.
Yeah. Chris, get help. If I see you again, I'm going to have to call the police.
I know. I'm sorry I bothered you.
No, it's okay. Just get better.
So sorry, Jacob. I was so scared I just froze. I wanted to save you. My God, I wanted to save you. I'm not afraid anymore. I don't feel anything except regret.
Good evening. I currently am in Lille, France, attending the Rugby World Cup, and I appreciate Sarah and Stuart letting me provide this video introduction to my piece today called Word of the Day. I have been thinking about the idea. It occurred to me in a flash at Bumbershoot, and I've been putting it together since they're in my head, and I edited it on Saturday, and I hope you enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing your work in the replay of the live screening. Au revoir. After 3 years, Bumbershoot returned. Of course, I was there. Kudos to the organizers. Saw the True Loves, a great Seattle band. Scarrick sat in for a couple of numbers, so good to see him on stage again. The Black Tones tore it up, as always. It has been a while since I've seen friends play Bumbershoot. Congratulations, Eva and Cedric. During the Duran Jones show, I saw what at first impression does appear to be a heterosexual couple enjoying a stellar musical performance. Got me wondering if those maggots who get all twisted up, and you know who you are about drag, cross-dressing trans, whatever the right-wing troll word of the day is, saw this. A fella wearing a skirt with pleats. He is in drag, right, maggots? I'm guessing their indignant response might be something like this. Hell no. Mel Gibson wore one of those in that Braveheart movie. Hacked up a couple hundred people. Freedom!
Today's word is logolator. It is something I made out of stuff. It is something I made to do something. The word logolator can be broken down into 3 parts. Log, which is or was a part of a tree. O looks like the end of a log. It is a contraction like in Will-O the Wisp. Later is like escalator, but for moving logs instead of people from one place to another. At least that's what I say it means. Logolator, move some logs today.
Alrighty, and we're back. So, are we ready to find out the theme for next month? I took some of Dan's suggestions, and Peter's dog suggestion. And then a few words that I had written down for brainstorming. And I've got a nice little spinny wheel. So any words that don't get chosen today, I will add to my list of brainstorming for maybe a future month. But let's go back to sharing my screen here. There we go. Pardon the ads at the bottom. Let's see where the spinning wheel lands. View. Wow. I didn't expect the music. View is the word. So I'll see you all next month for a viewing of some beautiful views. Have a great month. And also keep in mind, October 1st is a Sunday, so the third Sunday will sneak up on you this time. See you next time.